everyone, and welcome to a special Mighty Ginkgo tutorial. My name is Zero, and I will be your instructor for this lesson. Actually, wait. Oh, okay, my headset's on this time. Alright, so this is a question I got from Discord on animations from John from California. He sent us an animation that he got from doing motion capture, and is having a hard time with not really so much the retargeting it, but retargeting it and getting it up to its maximum amount of frames per second. And let's see, what else was the problem? He said retargeting, slow frames per second, and there was another issue. File size. The files is too big. So we are going to take a look at it. I took a look at it and I worked it and did my zero magic on it. It was up to pretty much where he wanted it to be for a test. And I'm going to show you the steps that I did to help you, just in case you find yourself in a similar situation. So first thing we want to do is we're going to open up Blender. I'm using Blender 2.79. Plain one. Let me get some water because I'm thirsty. 2.79 and Avastar RC7 because that's my jam. Avastar 2 RC7. I'm pretty sure all Avastars have this feature for retargeting. I'm just using what's it called? Avastar 2 because that's the one that's installed inside my 2.79, and I'm using 2.79 because it has a better FBX importer than 2.72 does. The raw animation that he sent us in is going to be in FBX format, but I'm pretty sure you can try this with any other kind of format. So first thing I'm going to do is import in the animation that he sent me, and you'll see right off the bat that it is gigantic. So I'm going to see FBX. I think it was in my downloads, and this is the one that he sent me. And you see right now, it's like really big. It's like 2.39 megs. And Second Life will only support very small files. I think it's 250 kilobytes is how big Second Life will accept animations file size. So even if this was in BVH in the Second Life format, Second Life would be like, nope, and smack it down to the ground. When he gave it to me before, it was using a bunch of Maya plugins to convert it to Second Life, and it wasn't working. So that's why I tried the manual retarget, and that worked out pretty darn well. So since this is going to take a while to import, FBX always takes forever from my computer, I'm just going to pause it, and we're going to come back when it's up and loaded inside the Blender. So give me a second, and I'll be right back with you. Okay. Here we go. And as you can see, we imported the FBX animation. And when you zoom out, you can see there it is. And the grid is down here and it is up there. It is huge. And that is not good for us right now. But we can't just go and, resize it down. You could, or I guess you could. You can click on it and press S and then scale down. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do this the proper way. And the proper way is to go to a second layer. And we're going to go to add. Actually, you know what? I totally forgot to put the screen cap on. There we go. One of these days I'm going to remember. How many years has it been since I've been doing these tutorials? And I still haven't remembered to put that on. Anyway. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to a new layer. And we're going to click on the center. And I'm just going to add in a new Avastar. And it can just be the, just the rig itself. But I like to have a body onto it. Just so it's not bones. That way it makes it a little bit easier for me. So, I'm just going to use the extended rig. No, wait a minute. That's too much. We don't need the extended rig. This isn't a bento dance. This dance doesn't have hands. So, let's press A and get that out of here. You know what? Fine. Stay there, Avastar. Let's go to another layer and add in just a plain old basic rig. So, let's just pick basic. Okay? So, this is just hands. There we go. So now we have our body in here. And so we don't confuse it with the other one, I'm going to name this None, because it's not showing up. Where is it? I broke it. Anyway, I'm just gonna object move. There we go. And then, alright, forget it. This is Avatar 001. That way we know which one it is. That is right here at the bottom. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold down Shift, and we're going to activate the first layer with the raw dance animation. You see it moving around back there. And our first thing right here. And we're going to go to the side over here to the animation tab that comes up when you install the Avastar plugin. So this is animation. We're going to click on our body here, and we're going to press this button that says match scales, and it's going to shrink it down. And we're going to make sure that it's on Avatar 001. And then when I do that, I'm going to also press this button that says scale animation, which may or may not. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Now the reason why I did the scale animation, let me go back. That way I can show it to you. Alright, so I'm going to go back a few steps. And you see how we're up here and it's giant. And I press match scales. If I was to scroll through it, you see it's going to go right back to being big again. So we don't want that to happen while we're working on it. We want it to stay as small as it is. So I'm going to click on it again, and that's why we press scale animation, because now it's going to do the work for us and scale the skeleton down to the size we have here. So now when we go through it, scrub through, you see it's not, jumping up in size, which is what we want to happen. Alright, so we have that done now, and I'm going to go to the end of this animation. It's like 500, 400 and that many frames, 4,887 frames. So it's a full animation now. I'm going to go back to the front. And now that I have them here, we have to assign do the retargeting. So what I want to do is, normally you would press, guest mapping. And if this was the Second Life regular one, which is jacked up right now. No, we want this one. Okay. So, look at that. It worked. That's kind of amazing. So guest mapping does work sometimes. Alright, so we can press guest mapping, and it may guess all the mapping where it works, and sometimes that does work. But let's just say you press guest mapping and nothing happens. God, that's hilarious. I can't believe it actually worked. Guest mapping never works. Alright. So serious here. Alright, let's pretend that guest mapping didn't work. And we have to retarget. What retarget means, we're going to transfer the animation from this raw data to our Second Life avatar. And we can do it two ways. You can either click on the skeleton and go into pose mode. And then you select the bones. So make sure that you're on avatar. No, we go avatar 1. So you can click on the bones and you can get the name. So you're going to start at the top, because it's right there. The first thing is skull. So which bone on your raw animation would be the skull if it was the Second Life avatar? That's pretty much what you got to think about when you go down the list. So if this was a Second Life avatar, this bone would be the skull. And you can just type in skull. I forgot it's in caps. So you just click on the bone and you press this little target button here, and it fills in what bone that is. Then you select the next one. Which one would be the head? That one. Which one would be the neck? This one. Which would be the collar left? So you would click on it. So shoulder left. That would be the collar. Then which is shoulder? which is this arm right here. And what's arm, just go down there, wrist, and press the button. And then, you can skip this one because they have a mirror copy. So it fills in if it was right on that side. So it does that for you. Then we will see, which is the neck. So, which is, let's see, head. This is the neck. So we did that. This is chest. The torso. Cog, which is your pelvis. And you guess you could use that as pelvis, hip, invisible, but I always skip pelvis, invisible. So hip left, which is right here, which is my upper leg. So we do that. Knee left. Ankle left. Ankle is always your foot, and your foot is your toe in Second Life, and your toe is the tip of your toe. Isn't that weird? So your foot, so your ankle is your foot. And there's no toe there. So then I use mirror copy, and then it fills in the other half. So once we got all of that done to there, we just press transfer motion, and you wait for it to do it. I would actually save first before you press that button, just in case something goes wrong, or your blender crashes or something like that, and you don't have to fill all that out again. But depending on how big your animation is, that's how long it's going to take a while. And since this animation is like 4,887 frames, it's going to take a second to bake. So I'm going to pause it again, and we're going to come back one more time, and then we're going to see how the animation, went. Now I like to click a couple times and freeze my blender up till I get to white screen, but it's not white screening for me right now. I like the white screen, that way I know when it's done. But since it's, not doing it, I guess I just pause it. Okay, now we're back. Now that took quite a while for me to process this, but we gotta remember that my computer is a potato. So, if you have a computer that you bought within the last couple of years, then yours may process a lot faster. Also, I had a bunch of crap open too. Anyway, it processed, and now we're going to scrub through it and see if the animation transferred to the Second Life skeleton. So, here we go. Now, I don't want to push play because it's going to go really slow. Because, like I said before in the previous animation video, Blender will preview it at the frame rate based on what your computer can handle, not exactly what you have the actual animation set to, because this animation is supposedly 15 frames per second, and it should be moving a lot faster than this. So, but when you see that when we scrub through it, it's actually going right now. So what we need to do to export this out into Second Life is to let's see, what do we need to do? Go over to the animation settings. So we're going to go to the render tab, which is this little camera right here. And we're going to scroll down until you see your animation settings. Now, by default, it says Anim because Gaia and her team are totally in love with Anim. But I'm a BVH girl. Since this is a non-bento animation, I like to use BVH because you get to preview it before you upload it to Second Life. And that'll save you some coin instead of having to just like Tinel did it upload like Anim does. So I'm using BVH, but when you try to, so as a format, and for frames per second, it's set to 24. I did this animation earlier and I had it at 60, but the guy said that that was too slow. So I turned it to 100 frames. But to be honest, he said it was still a little too slow. I think 120 might have been better, but I'm not sure if Second Life can handle 120. So I'm going to go with what I know worked before and just put it to 100 frames per second. I do know that the animation is pretty long, and I don't want the T-pose to be added into the animation. So I'm going to have the start frame be like right here. And that is at frame 194. So start frame is going to be 194. And let's see. I don't know where our end frame is going to be. I want to do it in half because I know that this is already going to be pretty big animation because of the file size. So I'm going to cut the animation in half, and I'm just going to put my cursor somewhere where it looks like it's half. And we're going to see that is 2157. So 2157. And now we're ready to export. Oh, see, we were going to export, but we have an error here. It says origin is animated. And for some reason, they won't let you export if your origin is animated. So that's an easy fix. What we need to do is go to our bottom toolbar, and you want to create a new, new tab, like a new window down here. And I want to open up the dope sheet. And here you'll see where it says origin, and it's got a dot here. And we're just going to mute it. So just click this microphone button here. And then click that. And then click lock. Pretty much that. And then you'll see the button will pop up and allow you to export it. So we hit that. And then we export it. Now again, this is going to be pretty big. So it's going to take my computer a second to export it all. So I'm just going to pause it again. And for me, it's going to be a couple minutes. For you, it's going to be a few seconds. So see you in a few seconds. Hi, back here. Actually, it kind of went as soon as I paused it. So we're back here in Second Life. And I'm going to upload it using my beta grid money because I don't never have that much money. So we have our dance. We exported it. Let me see. It's now in here in Second Life. Let me try to upload it. Yay. That's the one I did was a different one. I'm not sure where I saved it actually. But that's the same dance and it's the same process. And as you see, it goes on. So that's one part that we have imported in. And if we wanted to get the other part, we would just start from our last frame. So our last frame is currently 2157. So we would copy it and then go to our starting frame and then put that there, and then be 2158 to you can either break it down and go here to the next segment and make it 2 animations, or you can, go in 3 parts. So really it is up to you where you want to make it. You can break your dances down into as many parts as you want, as long as you have a script that can assemble them all together and play them 1, 2, 3. Like a gesture or something like that. That'll play them all in the segment. I had a dancer script, but I'm not sure if they want me to give that out. Well, we'll see what happens. If I can give it out, I'll post it in the description. If not, then, I'm sure somebody has a scripter friend that will help us out to create a script that will play dances and segments like that. But anyway, that's what you'll need to do to break down giant files, animations, and manually retarget your, manually retarget your animations to an avatar skeleton. So I hope this helped. If not, then I guess we can try experimenting with something else, but it's not likely because I'm about to start another project. So good luck, you guys. Have fun with your animations, and keep your questions coming. I'll answer them in Discord if you ask me. So all right, see you guys later, and good luck. Bye.